Well, didn't Bandai throw us a bloody curveball, huh? Looks like I got egg on my face, boys. And girls, I guess. Your boy was wrong. Yamato's coming, and she's coming in like 3 days. What is going on? Big shout out to my boy Papi. He did predict it. He did call it. Never doubt the captain. Yamato is coming, and I do apologize to everyone that I did say was coming a bit later. But she's here. Bandai's thrown the schedule out the window. They've got that. They got that schedule, and they yeeted that into the next dimension, because this is just wild. Yamato will be arriving on November 5th in game PST. So for me, that is November 6th, which is pretty much like 3 days from now. We are getting a Super Sugo Fest, and let's dive in. Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we were discussing the new Super Sugo that will be releasing on the global side of the game on November 5th. That is Yamato. So, as I mentioned in the intro, Bandai just sort of threw the schedule out the window here, and we are getting Yamato Part 1, 2, and 3 starting from November 5th. So this is the banner that a lot of people have been waiting for. We didn't really know what was happening because of the synchronization of the two games, but turns out we are getting the Super Sugo Fest very, very early. So VV Reiju have been pushed back. Lucci has been pushed back. Toki has been, like, technically not pushed back, but, like, could be. You could argue there has been. Straw Hats have been pushed back. And the King and Queen, I guess, won't be on this banner too. We will have to wait and see until we get the information of what legends are on the banner. But unless it's, like, all legends on banner, I do imagine they won't be. So a little bit less value for global players, and in today's video, we are going to not only discuss the steps, we're going to discuss the unit, we're going to discuss the not blitz, or the point event, the X-Drake point event, as well as whether or not I think you guys should summon on this banner, and what you guys should be doing. At the end of the day, before we do start this video, I'm not going to tell you how to spend your gems, I'm just going to give you a recommendation of what I think. Take it or leave it. At the end of the day, summon on whatever banner makes you happy, summon where you're going to have fun, but again, this is just my recommendation. So, let's take a quick look here. As I mentioned, the parts are broken up into 3 parts. We have part 1, part 2, part 3. Where's part 1? So, it just jumps into part 2, apparently. So, part 2 has Law and Luffy on the banner. So, because it is a Super Sugo Fest, Super Sugos will be available. Part 2 does have Law and Luffy. Part 3 has Kid and Luffy. And then part 4, when we get the Super Evolution of Yamato, we get Roger and Odin re-releasing, which is really nice to see for you guys that are missing either Roger or Odin. In my opinion, this man right here is still the best unit in the game. If you have this unit, it is going to sort of hinder whether you should or should not summon. And if you have this guy right here, this is another big unit. If you have this particular kid, in my opinion, it should hinder whether you guys summon or not. At the end of the day, summon on the part where you are missing the most legends. That makes the most sense. But if the banners are the same in terms of legends, well, they can't be because, like, we're missing a lot of legends on global, just summon on the part of the banner that you are missing the most legends for. So, part 1 of the Sugo Fest is actually down here. So, Yamato's Super Evolution will be available on November 12th. The banner runs from the 4th of November in-game, so... No. Yeah, okay, the 4th of November. Alright, hang on. Oh, part 2 debuts on November 5th. Stump, read the text, brother. Read the text. So, Yamato's banner will be arriving on November 4th as part 1. Why did they put part 1 all the way down here and then put part 2 and part 3 up the top of it? That's weird. Whatever. But part 1 will start on November 4th and run to November 25th. You do get 1 free multi, so for you lucky son of a bitches out there that managed to pull this unit on your free multi, golf claps to you. Big congratulations. But as you can see on part 1, it is the release of Page 1 Ulti, as well as the 3 new rare recruits of Who's Who, Sasuke, and Black Maria as well. There is no Law, Kid, and Luffy on part 1, unfortunately, but part 1 is where you do have the guaranteed Yamato. So let's take a quick look at the steps. First multi is 30 gems, which is always nice to see. We do love our discounts. And then this banner becomes absolute dookie. You have a rate boosted Sugo rare, rate boosted Sugo rare. 4th multi is the last posted to be a Sugo Fest character. This is a 15% red rate banner as well. Does it actually state that? On Japan, it was a 15% red rate. So I do imagine it's going to be a 15% red rate over here on global as well. So you should be seeing a lot of lot of reds pop up. 5th is a rate boosted or Sugo Fest. 6th is the same. 7th is the same. See, these steps right here, like these steps right here, these are all so dookie. These steps suck. I don't know why they do them, but they do at the end of the day. 8th poster is a Sugo rare character. 9th is a rate boosted. 10th is a select Sugo. So this one here is a nice step. We'll have to wait and see what the select Sugo Fest characters are when we do get more information on the banners. Again, just summon where you're like, where you are missing the most characters. I will give you an opinion on where I think you should summon. But at the end of the day, if you are missing more legends on other parts, then obviously summon on other parts. If you're going deep though, definitely summon on part 1. If you're going to be going to 30 multis, you want to get your guaranteed Yamato, right? 11 is a rate boosted. 12 is a rate boosted again. 13 is a Sugo rare character. So, okay, we've jumped up to every 3 multi now. 4th is a rate boosted. 15th is a super limited. So this one here is probably your best percentage chance to get Yamato. Hopefully you guys get some lucky if you do go to this step. You have the rate boosted again for 16, 17. 18 is a Sugo character, rate boosted again, and then we have a super limited pool once again at the 20th multi. So that's going to be nice and juicy for you guys that are going this deep. 21, 22 rate boosted Sugo rare. 23 is a Sugo. 24 is a rate boosted. 25 is a Sugo. So at least they're chucking in these Sugo posters a little bit more frequently now that we're up in the 20s, right? Last post is a Sugo on the 28th, another rate boost, and then the 30th multi, you are guaranteed to get your hands on the new 6-star Yamato. Now, if you guys don't know, Yamato doesn't have a 5-star form. She only comes in a 6-star variant because she does get her Super Evolution fairly quickly after that. So, the banner, honestly, the steps are dookie, man. Like, it's nice that you get, like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guaranteed Sugos in 30 multis. 15% red rates obviously means that you are going to see more, but like once you get to the 30th step, you get your hands on Yamato, you're pretty much hunky-dory after that. The big thing after this is where she gets her 6+ as well. So her 6+ banner is basically the same, but you do have Roger and Odin. Now, if you're missing Roger and Odin, this is the particular banner you do want to be summoning on, as I do think Roger and Odin, or Roger in particular, still does have the most value in the game. So, if you don't have Roger, this is probably the banner you need to be looking at if you are summoning on Yamato. The steps are pretty much the same from what I can see, except on the 25th multi, you're guaranteed page 1 and ulti, not Yamato herself. And then on the 30th multi, you get a super Sugo Fest character. So, that could range between Odin, Roger, or Yamato. So, just be mindful of that. So if you are missing them, yeah, there it is right there. 15% red rate, which is always nice. Again, Stump, read the text, man. Read the text. But all of this information is over on our Discord, so if you do want to check it out for yourself, head over to the Discord and all that information will be there. So, the big question is, do I think you should summon? Honestly, no. This particular banner has been rushed out on Global as a bit of a money grab in my eyes. From what I can see, this banner is a bait banner. But I do understand that lots of people have been saving their pretty little pennies for this particular banner. And if you were smart from a Sabo, you should have been summoning all of those pretty gems. Now, for myself, the last banner I summoned on was Whitebeard vs Shanks, because I'm a huge Shanks sim, right? I'm going to go for my boy. At the end of the day, if you like the unit, if you love the character, summon to your heart's content. But for you free-to-play players out there that have been like waiting for this particular banner, we were sort of, if we were going off the Japan schedule, kind of expecting it to come out a little bit later. But it's here at the start of November. So, what that means is a month and a half down the line, we're going to be getting a Super Sugo Fest for New Year's. It has already been confirmed through the Yoshi producer video that we will be getting a joint celebration for the synchronization of the two games at the end of December for New Year's. And you can bet your pretty pennies that Sugo Fest is going to be miles better than this. Now, if you don't want to take that risk, totally understand. Throw some multis at Yamato, get your hands on Yamato. But there's a big chance that Yamato will be on those banners. There's a big chance the banners will be better. And there's a big chance that the legends that do release on that particular banner are going to be better than Yamato herself. Purely because Japan will be getting the same legend at the same time. Yamato's already been out on Japan for a little while now. So Yamato's not gonna say she's outdated. She's still, like, in my opinion, one of the top 3 legends in the game. But when these new legends come out on New Year's, there's no way they can make them worse than Yamato. There's no way that they can make them worse than, like, Roger, if not on par with Roger, because that's taking a backwards step. As I mentioned, though, if you don't want to take that gamble, if you don't want to take that risk, and you want to get your hands on Yamato, or you want to get 2 copies of Yamato to have the 6-star and the 6+, I do totally understand. I do get it. Then throw some multis at this particular amount. For myself, I'll be just chucking the discounts. I'm going in with a discount and a dream. 30 gems. 30 gems and all the hope in the world to try and get my hands on either Yamato or page 1 ulti. I do think that the best banner part was part 4 because it has Roger. But if you guys are throwing some multis at part, like, if you don't want to wait till part 4, this particular part here, part 3, is the one that I would go for. Mainly because they have Kid. Now, Kid has aged on Japan with such grace and such perfection because of all the driven support that has been releasing over on the Japanese version. If you guys have Kid, if you guys have Roger, you really do not need Yamato. Now, Yamato is very, very good. As I mentioned, I do believe Yamato is a top 3 legend on Japan. Her 6-star form and her 6+, I do put them fairly equal depending on the content, depending on the situation. She's a very, very strong unit. She removes 10 turns of blind in her captain ability. She can give you 1 orbs through block orbs as well as matching orbs. She can give you the 1.75 extra damage. She has a lot of chain shenanigans. Her super typing is very good, and she has a very good final tap. So I do understand for you whales out there that are going to be throwing multis at this banner, they don't care that she's going to be on New Year's, because you want to get dupes to level up her final tap there. But talking for free-to-play players for a second here, this particular banner, in my opinion, is a huge bait banner. A huge bait banner. They understand that Yamato is hype. They understand that a lot of people have been waiting for Yamato. And they understand that people are still going to spend on New Year's if they release Yamato once again. So, as I mentioned, at the end of the day, it is up to you. Whatever you want to do with your pretty pennies, whatever you want to do with your pretty gemaroonies, is up to you. But hopefully you free-to-play players have been listening to the community where we have been saying save after a sabo for this particular banner, and you should have a lot of gems ready to go. If not enough gems to not only get your hands on Yamato, but then save again by the time New Year's comes around. By the time New Year's comes around, you will have almost 2 months of saving. 2 months of saving with a bunch of gems available to you guys. If you guys like to spend some money on the game as well, there should be some pretty gem packs. We don't know what they look like just yet, but hopefully they will be some pretty low gem packs to help you get your hands on not only these characters, but the ones that are coming out in New Year's as well. At the end of the day, it's up to you, but if it's me and you're missing Kid, summon on part 3 of the Yamato banner. So that way, if you don't get your hands on Yamato and you get your hands on Kid, you can easily hybrid up Kid and Yamato 6-star. The Kid Yamato 6-star, they have basically the same captain ability, except Kid boosts strength, Yamato boosts int, and they both hybrid very, very well together. Other good options that you do have for this particular Yamato here is you can use stuff like the Fire Tank Pirates, you can use stuff like Versa Kainu, and you can use stuff like Moria, King, or Queen if you do have those options as well. But you can also use something like Verse Whitebeard as well if you are building some striker teams. But if you have Kid, doing hybrid teams with Yamato is very, very easy to do, and they work very, very well, as we have moved into that hybrid meta on the global side of the game. Whether or not the content's been sped up and Yamato has come early, we are still in that hybrid meta. So, when it comes to this 6+ Yamato down here, if you have the big dog Roger right here, there's really no need for this particular Yamato. You're always running a friend Captain Roger combo. It's like one of my favorite combinations on, sorry, my nose is so itchy. It's one of my favorite combinations on the Japanese side of the game, because you not only get the blind removal from Yamato's captain ability, but you also get the despair removal from Roger's captain ability. Now, when it comes to the New Year's, oh my god, apologies about that. When it comes to the New Year's banner, we can sort of make some predictions on what will be coming. Due to what's happening in the anime, it does line up very, very nicely with the 1000 hours episode. So there is that as well. With the New Year's celebration, for my prediction, I'm going to put my prediction here. Now, remember, this is only a prediction. I do believe that the New Year's legend will work very well with both Yamato and Roger. That way, Bandai has maximized their value. So that way, you can use all these characters together, and Free Spirit just gets even stronger than it already is. I do think we're probably going to see something like a Luffy, a super class Free Spirit Luffy unit. That's an orb booster that can work very well with Roger and Yamato. Now, just remember, this is a prediction. I don't know anything. This is just a prediction of what I think may be coming for New Year's as well. So, just be mindful of that. And as I mentioned, Yamato, there's a very, very high chance that Yamato will be on that particular banner as well. So, should you summon, if you are free to play, maybe throw the discounts, call it a day, save for New Year's, because that particular Sugo Fest is going to be very, very juicy and should be very, very good going off what we saw last year with Roger and Odin's release. Another big reason I do say skip this particular banner, or don't go too crazy on this particular banner. If you want to like go to like 4 steps on each banner to get the guaranteed Sugo, it is a 15% red rate, so you might get some luck there as well. Another big reason I say to sort of hold those pretty gemmies of yourself is we are getting this Pirate Rumble Sugo Fest 2. Obviously, big skipperoonie because like if you're going to summon on Yamato, right? Another thing that we are going to be getting is the point farming event. Now, it's probably not going to be a blitz. This particular event on Japan was an Alliance Blitz battle. And what that meant was we had our Blitz battles, but your Alliance took part and there was ranking events. The characters that were boosted was Page 1 Ulti, Yamato, and the new batch being Sasuke, Black Maria, and Who's Who. Now that we don't have a ranking event, it's just a point farming event, those characters' value have diminished incredibly. So you get a whole bunch of rewards, you can get limit break materials, but because it's a point farming event, like if it is a blitz, then the value of the units obviously does get increased again. And for you guys that do like to rank high for those Alliance Blitz battles and stuff like that, you obviously want to get your hands on those units. But this is the big one here. You really just want to get to these 18,000 points. That's the big one there. So you get the guaranteed last tap tablet. Now, this particular points, this was all available on Japan as well. We got all of these point events, plus we had a blitz. So, I'm not saying that it's not going to be a blitz battle, but if it's not a blitz battle, like a blitz, Alliance Blitz, then the unit's value immediately decreases because you don't really need them for anything. As good as Yamato is, she's not game-breaking in the sense that she just clears all this content, all this new content that we get. She works amazingly as hybrid captains, and you don't essentially need her. Very similar to like King and Queen, you don't need King and Queen. Very similar to like VV Reiju, you don't need VV Reiju. Straw Hats, you don't need Straw Hats. Lucci, all those new characters that are coming out, you don't actually need them per se. Like the great man Papi actually said, this game is a puzzle game. Which that means there's always a solution. There's always another solution that doesn't involve the newest legends. So, you can go without them, and everything will be okay. Shout out to my boy KroobyG. He's still missing Roger. Roger's been out for almost 12 months. He has been the best legend in the game for this whole time. KroobyG is still 100% clearing every single bit of content that has been coming out on the global side of the game. So with saying that, if you don't get your hands on Yamato, if you don't like have the units, it just means you need to grind that little bit more, and it's going to take you a little bit longer to get these points. If it is a blitz battle, Alliance Blitz battle, sorry, if it's like where it says probably not a blitz, if it actually is a blitz, then yeah, sure, the value of the units goes up. But at the end of the day, it's up to you guys if you are going to be grinding this event so much to the point where you are going to make those units more valuable for yourself. So, the moral of this video, to wrap it up today, should you summon on the Yamato Sugo Fest? If you are free to play, I would say no. Throw the discounts. I mean, 120 gems for 4 multis is very good value. It's literally like not even buy 3, get 1 free. That's pretty good value. Plus, you get your free multi. So you're doing 5 multis all up. You're throwing a discount and a dream, and you're trying to reel in something big. You might get some rare recruits that you don't have. You might get some of the newer units, and you might get very, very lucky and pick up Page 1 ulti or Yamato. That would be my recommendation for free-to-play players. Save those pretty jammies for the New Year's Sugo Fest. For you guys that like to spend some money on the game, you do you. Honestly, at the end of the day, you do you. But it will be a very expensive 2 months or 2 to 3 months for you guys, especially if they do drop a double Super Sugo Fest at the end of December with this character on there as well. So I'm not going to say go crazy on the banner, but if you are a huge Omega Whale or Killer Whale, Orca, Leviathan, whatever you want to call it, maybe go in on part 1. That way, if you keep going, you can go to the 30 step. If you are missing Kid, I would highly recommend going in on part 3 to get your hands on Kid, because if you don't walk away with Yamato, if you're not going to the 30, obviously, if you don't walk away with Yamato and you walk away with Kid, at least you have a very, very good hybrid option. This Luffy is as well, by the way, he's another good hybrid option for Yamato, but like Roger's just infinitely better. So, that's my prediction. That's my recommendation for the Yamato Sugo Fest and the Alliance Blitz. I guess we'll put in inverted commas because we're not 100% sure yet. That's my 2 cents on the particular banner. As I mentioned, this is all just my personal opinion from playing the Japanese side of the game, seeing what content is releasing as well. She is a very good unit, like I said. She is one of the top 3 units in the game. But, in saying that as well, there are bigger things on the horizon. Well, potentially bigger things on the horizon. And from what we've already seen, I would say to most players to just hang on. If you were very smart though, and you saved a lot of gems, and you have a lot of gems at your disposal, go for Yamato. Like, go for Yamato. Because if you end up with 2 copies, it's not an end of the world. Because once she gets her super evolution, let me just quickly bring this up here. Once she gets her super evolution, you kind of do want to have 2 copies anyway. So then that way you can actually get a little bit more value out of this particular part right here. So Yamato, when she gets her 6+, she just takes 1 skull. And she just takes 1 skull from to super evolve her and unsuper evolve her. You can buy 100 of these bad boys. I'd recommend just picking them up. It's only 100 rarely points and they're super easy to get. And that way you can sort of chop and change whenever you like. But that's going to wrap up the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did enjoy this one, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit the big red subscribe button too. Let me know what you're doing in the Sugo Fest as well. Let me know if you're summoning. Let me know if you're not summoning. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the early release of Yamato. I'm a big fan of it myself. It gives you guys a little bit more time to save for New Year's. And the sync is coming. Exciting times for Global. Very, very exciting times. As the sync is going to be very, very good. It is going to be a bit of a clusterfuck to get there. But the sync will be very, very good in the long run. As I said, smash that like button if you're new. Hit the big red subscribe button. And most importantly, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Wherever you are in this beautiful world. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll catch you all in the next one.